Hello, good people of Twitch and the internet. It is Thursday, not Friday. And yet it's somehow, for me, Friday night Gwent. Yep, I clearly don't know the days of the week because I keep doing this. But it's still time for Gwent. There won't be a stream tomorrow. That's why we're bringing Friday night forward. This is stream... well, it must be stream 19. I did an extra one on Monday, which was this one, which would have been 18. So I guess we're on 19. What do we want to do? I think, first of all, we're going to play with reward points, because that would be sensible. I was somewhere in this tree, trying to get the scrolls. And then I'll have a lot of ore. Ultimate kegs. It's probably worth getting those. I think if they're one-off, then it's okay to get. But then, will I have space to get around here? Well, we have to aim for that anyway. I will not have enough. I'll be one short. Isn't that annoying? Well, that's fine. It means I will have 500 ore coming in at some point. Let's go open whatever kegs we have.
We make smash smash.
We make smash smash. And straight in to a legendary. Well, that's exciting. Alright, as a student we have an Crate Warrior. So yeah, this is an ultimate kick, so I'm going to have to do some reading. Give an enemy unit bleeding 3. If played from the graveyard, damage an enemy unit by 3 instead. Okay. Savvy Huckster. Profit 1, damage an enemy unit by 1. Fee 1. Gain vitality. Bonded, increase profit and damage by 1. Okay. Seems pretty good, but I don't really know. Hermit, I think, is important if you're doing cultists, maybe, seeing as it is a cultist. Anyway, there is no one around to help me decide what I would want, so I'm going to have to try my best. Now, Crimson Curse. Spawn Blood Moon on an enemy row for 5 turns, then spawn 2 Ekamaras on the opposite row. Would be good for the vampires. I don't know if it's actually used, given that it is temp provision. I don't know if I've seen people use it. Maybe just people. I haven't seen people use vampire in the higher ranks, so maybe we just don't have the card. Monroe Breweries. If I was doing dwarfs, probably would be very important. Zeal Order, transform 1 allied rowdy dwarf into a dwarf berserker. Cooldown 2, set the cooldown to 1 if he's barricaded. As armor. That's 12p. And this is Heron Kadush. Anyway, has resilience, is a location. On deploy will spawn and play a Bear Witcher Adept, Bear Witcher Mentor, and Bear Witcher Quartermaster. 4 things. Order, heal the adjacent units by 2. For 8 provision, you get all 4 of those? Or is that an ore? Oh, ore, yes. Okay, so for 8 provision, you get to choose one of these things, which then doesn't seem worth it. Heal the adjacent units by 2. So it could play for like... what's that? 8 points or kind of 5 points-ish. Plus maybe 4 if it's put in a decent place. I don't know. Let's just go with that one. Because it's the lowest provision cost. Let's go with the most expensive provision cost then? I don't know. I don't know how this stuff works. Anyway, into the next keg, which has an ultimate. Sorry, epic. It's an ultimate keg. Arrakis Venom. Damage an enemy unit by 3. Deathblade also damage adjacent units by 3. Toxicologist. Infuse an enemy unit with whenever a card enters or leaves your deck, damage yourself by 1. Then, if it wasn't a token, spawn its base copy at the bottom of your opponent's deck. Mahakam Ale. I think I've seen people use this. Don't know if it's any good. Boosting unit and removing lock for how many provision? 4 provision. Which, why would people use Dorograi? Oh, and this is removing lock. Okay, fine. It's the opposite, but still. It's like, why would you use this and not Pella? Oh, right, this boosts it as well. So I guess it's quite good because it does a good boost. Anyway, coated weapons, which is a tactic, damage an enemy unit by 5. Death blow, if it wasn't a token, banish it and spawn a base copy of it on top of opponent's deck. So if you kill it, they will get it back. Maybe. Anyway, our epic pick, well, we already have this. I mean, I am doing knights at the moment. Northern Realms knights. So having a knight appear looks useful. However, I have also seen people use this one in Skellige decks quite a lot. And it does summon a non-neutral unit from your graveyard to an allied row and give it doomed. That sounds useful. Like I say, if you're putting things out the graveyard, you want 2 of those, or at least 1. You can only have 1. This knight, deploy, gain charges equal to the number of boosted allied units. And he has an order to damage an enemy unit by 1. He's 8 provision, so he's not exactly cheap. But if you have 5 boosted units, then he plays for 5 plus 6. He plays an 8-point card playing for 11 provision. Dunno. Let's go with this one because I've seen it used more often. I was trying to see if it would fit into my current deck, and I think the answer is no.
Prices for humans of all walks.
Okay, let's... Packs, ornaments. What are packs? Right, these are actual packs. I don't need one of those, I just want kegs then. And also, so we've been doing Northern Realms, but I realise I haven't actually got all the neutral cards. I have quite a lack of neutral cards, so I'm wondering if I do like 5 of these and 5 of these. Or if I do 5 of these and it's not giving me anything new, then I know to move on. So we'll start with 5. Right, target practice, we have Temerian Infantry, we have Damned Sorceress, again, have and are using. Keldar, who's a Witcher. Whenever you play a special card, spawn a Witcher student on this row, Adrenaline 4, at the end of your turn, spawn a Witcher student on this row. Okay, so he's a bit Koshi-esque. That's how I understand him. Having played a Thrive deck. Our raresies, well, we've got all of these except for 2 of these, so we'll take a second one of those. Right, Kerak Marine we have, Kerak Cutthroat we have, Dunvanna, Target Practice, and our choice. So, Laredo we have Kennet and Gar, Formation, destroy an enemy unit with 2 or less power whenever you spawn a soldier. Increase the limit by 1. Alright, so it starts off as 2, but it can increase. Vandergrift is a knight who we are potentially going to try and get at some point, because I think he fits into knight stacks. Other people have suggested as much. Damage an enemy unit by 5. Store the destroyed unit's base power. The next time you play a unit, boost it by the stored amount, and then destroy self. Okay, is this... I mean, that's an interesting card. As well, it's a warfare card, and I have someone who can pull out warfare cards. I think that makes most sense at the moment. Even though I probably can't fit it into the deck. Because to get it into the deck, I have to get rid of the guy who brings out my warfare cards. I've just completed a quest. Or contract. Anyway, Redanian Agent, Lyrian Scytheman, Syrian Enchantress, Griffin Witcher, so that's now a second one of those. And our goodie, well, no premium, so doesn't matter, but we have them all. Redanian Elite, Sentry Moral Guard, Target Practice, Meditating Mage, and our choice, not much of a choice, because we do not have the Centurion Artificer, who gives an allied unit a shield. Potentially works well with the Sorceress. However, only produces one shield, so not actually that good. Better to stick with all the knights. Lyrian Scytheman, Temerian Infantry, Carrick Marine, Kudwani Revenant we have. We're getting lots of double rare packs. So we'll go with one of these again. Now, I'm surprised we actually got quite a few new things there. So I'm wondering if I open a few more. Like 3 of those. And like, I don't know, we'll get 4 just to see what it's like.
Smash, smash.
And we'll start with the neutral ones. So, Orphery Merchant, which we have apparently, swap the top of your opponent's deck with yours. I mean, that's just to mess with people, right? Damage an enemy unit by 4 and move it to the other row. Peasant Militia, whenever you play a unit with deploy, boost self by 1. Probably a useless card, right? Although, I mean, for 4 provision, if you're always playing deploy, I mean, there are just better 4-point cards out there. Anyway, Purify and damage it by 4 is very similar to this one, which is, you know, 4 damage plus do something, but they're both, I know that's 5 provision, and so is that. Anyway, our epic pick. What have we got? Stregobor. Timer 2 ranged, each player draws a unit and sets its power to 1. That doesn't seem like it helps you at all, because it helps both of you. Primordial Dao has a shield. Great. But for 9 provision, you'd want it to do more than that. Tainted Ale, order, damage a unit by 2. You can do that 3 times, but again, I suppose you can do 6 damage instantly to 3 different things, but why is it so expensive in terms of its provision? None of these seem useful. The provision on that needs to be like max 7. I don't know. Okay, King Cobra. Deploy poison enemy unit. Fine. If you're doing poison stuff. Thor, which boosts an allied unit by 4 and give it Veil. Maybe if Veil's useful, it's good. Stammelford's Tremors. Damage all enemy units by 1. Potentially useful. Doing if you know, the end of round 3 and there's lots of units there. Shackles, lock a unit, damage it by 3, which is maybe a bit expensive. Raresies. Spawning Fog on an enemy row for 3 turns. Is that useful? Damaging the loose power unit by 2. Traveling Merchant. Shuffle a card from your hand into your deck, then draw a card. I mean, it's an extra mulligan. Similar to the Fisher King. Let's go with that one. Or I should have gone with Mastercrafted Spear, shouldn't I? Because that's more useful. Right, Wolfpack. Apparently we already have one on. Boost self by 1 for each allied unit on this row. Again, could be useful, except it has 2 low power. Inspirational Ballad, give an allied unit vitality of 6. Summon, damage unit by 3. Death Blow, move the adjacent units to the other row. Petrie's Filter, boost an allied unit by 3. Give an allied unit Zeal. Goodies. I mean, I could get another Pillar, given that's the most useful card here. Boost 3 adjacent units by 2. How can you have 3 adjacent units? Unless it's both ways. I don't understand. Or maybe it means you go in one direction and it lets you choose them. Don't know. Purify an allied unit and boost it by 3. Oh, that's interesting. If you're looking to purify the enemy, then you'd go with this. But if you're just looking to purify yourself, it's like in the case of Heist, maybe that's more useful because you get an extra boost, but I don't know, let's just go with Power. Right, Doppler. Deploy melee, choose a unit in your hand, then boost up by a number of units in your hand with the same primary category. Okay. So like, if you have a big elf deck, this would boost it, but to what, like 9? Most? I suppose 9 for a 5-point card maybe is okay. 5 provision. That filter thing again. Torrential Rain. Spawn rain on enemy row for 3 turns. You think that goes in a Skellige deck. Apparently we get Tempest and Premium because it's moving. Yeah, it's not the best premium, but it is premium, I think. Play all copies of Biting Frost, Impenetrable Fog, or Torrential Rain from your deck. Really interesting. If you have all of those. Another Pella, a Squirrel, Impenetrable Fog. Let's have a second Squirrel, just in case. Not that I think we'll ever have a deck with multiple things in it, but... Is that a legendary? Centurion Spellweaver. Centurion Envoy, target practice. I really would like to click this first. But anyway, what have we got? King Henselt, who is a human soldier aristocrat. Play a crew unit from your deck. Hello, Chu. How are you doing? Glad to see you. Glad you found me on another non-Friday, Friday Night Gwent. I thought I'd do some kegs whilst I was not around, but... Henselt is the pillar stone of a siege deck. I see. Great luck. Indeed. It's like, there's this all orangey gold border here. I'm still trying to work out what he does. Play a crew unit from your deck. Whenever an adjacent unit's cooldown decreases, boost self by the same amount. Alright, because it's like the Carabalista or something. All the things which are crewed, I suppose this would also trigger. I mean, he's got a lot of provision points, so... But anyway, if I had a siege deck on the go, that would be something to aim for. And now having got that, this is just a disappointment, because 2/2/2 and none of them premium, so... Redanian Knight, Karak Cutthroat, Onager, Dunbanner we have. Our Raresies again, nothing special. No premiums. Redanian Agent, Target Practice, Centurion Envoy, Barnard Tutor. And again, nothing special. I'm just looking for premium to see if it's really subtle. But it's not. So yeah, I had a couple of lucky things there. Got an extra couple of legendaries, a few epics. Also completed a contract, apparently. Opening 200 kegs. That's how far into this game I am. 200 kegs. Which means I now have 5 reward points, so I could if I wanted to. We could do more kegs. I now have 500 ore again. But maybe I'll save that for later, because I've just done a whole bunch. So maybe we'll head into a game. Or I should look at the quest first. Play 30 unit cards, finish 10 matches in any online mode. Both of those easy. Is this going to give me... Oh, a single key. I was like 30 keys? No, but no, it's just one key. Faction quest, we don't need to worry about. Friends, well, don't need to worry about too much. These have now refreshed. Damage units 54 times will be... It says hard, but it'll be easy. Play 30 cards. Add armor 7 times. Those all seem achievable. And the summer cycle. Was I doing any of these things? Probably not. Anyway, let us have a go. The deck hasn't changed, but just a reminder for myself and anyone else interested. In fact, we do have enough to craft a card if we thought that was one that we really wanted. I'm still thinking having Temple in there would be really great. Mind if I drop a friend request real fast? Forgot last stream. Yeah, feel free to drop a friend request. There's a couple of people in here who I don't mind. I don't know who they are. So if one of them's you, then well, not these people. Pending. If I don't know who it is, then Arcane. Okay, if you add it, then I will accept. And good to see you, Citrine. Glad you made it. What are we up to? Oh yes, the deck. So Amphibious Assault, Damsel in Distress, Aniromancy, Karate Heatwave, Prince Anseus, The Maiden's Shield, John Natalis, Immortals, Windhelm, Margarita instead of Dorogorai, which I remembered to do last time. Almost have enough to craft Erendite and Lady of the Lake. That's true. I'll go check them in a second, because I definitely have enough to do one of them. Fisher King, Boiling Oil, Sorceress ×2, Errant ×2, Mad Charge ×2, a Pellet, a Squirrel, 2 Squires, 1 Centurion Knight, but 2 Redanian Knights. That is our deck. Yeah, like I was saying, I really am tempted to put the Temple in, just because it's so powerful. I know we had it in at the beginning, but I don't know, it just makes me think, cool, Northern Realms Temple is really fun. And it's not like... No. Anyway, Lady of the Lake. Because she is a legendary, so she is 800. And Erendite is also 800. They're both legendary. Invite sent. Okay, cool. Let's do that quickly before I forget. Pending? No. Maybe you sent it. Well, it may just take some time to come through. I'll keep an eye on it. Or maybe I have to come out this menu first. I don't know. If you craft Erendite, you should alter the playstyle. Always aim to be ahead of your opponent in points. Yes, because it starts at 0. And at the end of your turn, if you have more points than your opponent, increase the damage by 1, wherever this card is. So, you know, it could be a difference of having 5... you know, a card that does 5 damage versus a card that does 10 damage. Although it's more likely to do something like, you know, 7 and 12, but on average. I mean, if we were to craft it, it's 10 provision. So what, we take out Prince Anseus? Yeah. Because Anseus is kind of my removal card at the moment. Whenever I want to remove something not massive, like that doesn't require Heatwave, then kind of look at this thing. So we could just do that and do a straight swap. Might be interesting. Could do it now. I feel like this is used in a lot of decks, and it's not going to change anytime soon, so it's probably a good one to craft anyway. Any thoughts on me clicking this button? Anyone say, no, don't do it? Or should I just go for it? I will click it. I'm threatening to click it. Go on, it's done. We now have... Imagine if it was the wrong thing. I just clicked the wrong thing. No. The right card. Okay, so... put it in. Swap it out. Straight swap. And we only have 17 units in this deck now. Well, we'll give it a go. If we find that it's not great because we would prefer... Like, maybe there's too many echo things in there without the lady. Who isn't herself an echo card, but she does sit on there. Anyway, let's save. How's that invite come through? No. You can now swap oil. You have enough control. Swap it for, like, another boost. Because I have... This is useful because it is warfare, and I have been... Whereas this one isn't warfare. I can bring out warfare with John Natalis. So maybe if I was going to remove him, then that would be the point where I remove that as well. You're on vacation this week and currently tipsy. I'm still going to be zero help. Good luck. Hey, tipsy help is the best kind of help. Are you anywhere nice? Where are you vacationing? So yeah, there's other cards like Boiling Oil, which are like... what are we... Faction? I suppose it doesn't really matter. 5 points. It's like you can have a bomb. Can have a spell. Resets its aura ability and give it zeal. Wow. I mean, that could be useful. In terms of... Where's Mad Charge in this list? Or just look at it here. Oh, it's only 4p. I'll match you when I'm sober and show you how much more you have to learn if you'd like. I already know how much more I have to learn. Oh, sometimes when I'm bored of the ranking system, towards the end of the streams, a couple streams ago, we did a few friendlies because it was... I just couldn't take the rank battles. So yeah, at that point, then we'll do some friendlies. Mad Charge is great if it's for knights, that's why. Because it's boosted by 5 and give it armor. And if it's a knight. I still don't know how this is for provision and something like this is... Well, I suppose that's quite powerful. But like the Boiling Oil, the Death Blow purifying adjacent units isn't helpful. Most of the time, I find. Having said that, it has actually worked a couple of times. I don't know. Let's just... Seeing as we don't really know what we're going to replace it with. Something to think about. I think it's a good idea, Chu. We should always be thinking about those things. We are currently rank 6. We are 2 of 5 in our mosaic. We are aiming... Actually, yes. Just checking that I had the right deck present. What are we aiming to do? Well, win, but this is our first game of the session, so we may end up losing. It's going to take me a while to get back into it, even though I only played a couple of days ago, because it always takes me a while. Which is why, you know, tipsy help would be great. Send all the tipsy help. This should prove interesting. Especially if tipsy help is provided. Right.
I know you're in trouble.
This is Imposter. Chu's also a bit drunk and you have to go to work tomorrow, so you hang around for a bit and then go to sleep. Yeah, drunk advice. That's I should have a drink or something. Yeah, it's fair enough if you have to go to work. Don't feel the need to be awake on my account. What do I want though? Maybe not 2 sorceresses, a Pella. There's a lot of rubbish in this hand. Maybe Purify is what I need, but I don't know. Erendite. Which probably isn't useful in my hand right now. What does Imposter do? Lock an enemy unit, then spawn a base copy of it on the opposite row, and boost it by the number of enemy units with a status on the locked units row. Purify is what I need. Yes, if I had read what Imposter does, that would have been great. Bet the opponent has at least 4 locks. It is very possible. Right, damage an enemy unit by 1 for each spying unit adjacent to it. Increase the damage by 1. Right. We don't really have much going for us, that's a problem. I'm thinking a Neuromancy for Immortals.
All as one!
Which itself has a status. You would fish a king a scenario? Yeah, maybe as a card before leave, like, third card in or something. Because I don't have Knight Errant to fit in there either, do I? Transform self into Dunny at the end of your turn, boost around allied unit by 1. So a Dunny, when entering the battlefield, boosts self by 1 for each spying enemy unit. Does it count as entering when he transforms? I don't know.
As you wish.
We'll do the usual sorceress thing. Sorceress Immortals. Our Erendite is already picking up. Whenever pressed. Well, there you go. The first lock of many, probably. Was that... Oh, it was the stratagem. Fair enough. And they've got another one of these out. These are probably, yeah, low provisioned things. Right, Squirrel. I suppose we go with Fisher King. Aim to get that scenario. On the range row. Where are you, scenario? I would. Naira Pella Sorceress is too valuable. Unfortunately, I used the Neuromancy to get the Immortals to start this whole thing off, because there wasn't really anything else worth it in the well, I didn't feel like it was worth it. I could have just gone with the Knights. Yeah. Definitely a sad moment. But maybe I'll just pass and we'll say this was a short round, but it hasn't really worked. Depends what they play, I suppose. I could play Windhound.
Shall be united under one banner.
Right, so it's probably definitely a pass now. Given that they... Well, I mean, they've already given spying to 3 units. But if I do it now, they have to spend another card to use the order to banish the 3 cards. So... Opening with Rodania is too low tempo for Erendite. Well, how's this for low tempo? Also, which things have spying? 1 Knight Errant, my Lock, a Squire. So these are things that they have in their deck now. They now have an extra Lock. And a Knight Errant. Okay. So we'll keep the Pella this time. We should... Do they have anything to banish from the graveyard? Another lock, or we new card? Yeah. They don't need the other lock, but I suppose. I haven't seen them use anything Echo, so I'm going to get rid of that. Heatwave is great. Maybe I can pull one of these out from there, so I can click on that. Okay. So it appears more useful this time.
Wise choice.
I assume they're going to go for a short round, but... give an enemy unit bleeding. If they go for a short round, I shouldn't use scenario, should I? Which means... Scare him with Windhelm. Good point. All he's going to do is lock it, though. But it's good as well, because of the Erendite. Like, he's got to have another lock, right? Well, he's got it in his, Imposter. If I was him, I'd be thinking about that. So he has another one of these things. Which I guess is fine. Again, I think he's just playing down to 3 cards. I mean, 7 cards. So I don't want to use this just yet. At which point, let me just play one of these knights. If he copies Windhelm, you can purify his Windhelm. That's true. For now, I'm avoiding the scenario. So let's go with this. And then we'll play the scenario. If he doesn't pass this time, we'll play the scenario. Seize an enemy unit with 3 or less power. Really? And boost it, was it? Conspiracy, also boost it by 2. What's conspiracy? Trigger this ability if the target unit has spying status. It didn't, did it? Oh, devotion. So he has devotion. I mean, that's problematic. Quite problematic. You wouldn't play scenario? Leave it for the next round? If we make it to the next round, I could lock. Maybe that's the thing to do. To lock it. Lock on Leader Grace. Oh, onto Windhelm.
I hope we can trust you.
Oh, I didn't... I thought he would automatically get it, but it just gives the order. That's fine, it's only 2 points wasted. It's fine. I mean, annoying. Wait for bleeding to pass. There's also that. Good. That's what I was meaning to do. Yeah, it's a tactical thing. Right, so you were saying to purify his. Where's my pillar? It's either purify...
Gentlemen, to work.
And they've used Admiral Pompali. At the end of your turn, boost self by the highest number of statuses of an enemy unit. Should I heat wave him instead? Or 7? Oh, it's 1. Better to purify your Windhelm. If I purify it, I'll be behind for Erendite purposes. It's fine, I guess we go with it.
Living souls in your wake should ne'er dare forget your sake.
So yeah, we're behind at the moment. Which for Erendite is not great. And also, because they'll be boosted by like 2 each turn. Because this is 2 statuses and this is 1 status, but... And Erendite's only at 6. It's a bit of a shame. We have an Iromancy if we wanted it. We could an Iromancy for Amphibious Assault, seeing as most of the other things would be pullable by Amphibious Assault. We can think about what later, though. Go for scenario. But then we only have like one night. Oh no, we can get the other one with AA. An Iromancy into AA. Let's go with this thing.
Best give up now.
And then he's going to pass. Watch him pass. Or not. Play a special card from your hand and draw a card.
Dance to our beat. Sing to our tune.
He stole it again. Your opponent will probably pass. Well, he didn't. He didn't, and he did something worse. Yeah, Nilfgaard. Just being Nilfgaard. I mean, I can Heatwave something, but I kind of need to play some knights for this thing. Like, maybe I should be Heatwaving this because they're getting 2 bonuses every turn. There's going to be worse things, right? And Windhelm is still there, doing things. Later? Okay. Suppose that makes sense. So let's just do this.
We ride into the fray.
I know they're just going to click their Windhelm again, but... it'll actually make them play a card if they want to. Click it and get the 2 points from it. If they just want to pass, then they'll have to do something else. I mean, they're very capable of 2-0ing me. How are they copying more things? Oh, it's the same thing they used earlier. Damage an enemy unit by 3. It's an echo card, that's why. Spawn and player base copy of it. Because of conspiracy. Oh wait, conspiracy? But if this card destroys a unit? But it's always... whatever. Fine, the death blow is always triggered. Well, we're going to go for shield into a mad charge. Shield into mad charge. I don't know what you mean by that, sorry. We're going to AA into Knight Errant, and I chose the wrong one. I think that's what I wanted to do. However, all of them have spying. And given that they all have spying...
all is in place.
lock an enemy unit, conspiracy sees it instead. So I need to get rid of that. Right? Because if they take one of these units, I'm done for. So... kill... yeah, with Erendite. This thing. I mean, we're still 11 points down, but we have heat wave, so we should be fine in theory. Depends what they do. They're just gonna pass. Whoa, they had so many points extra there. Oh, they're gonna get 4 more points, so I can remove 20 from them. They're gonna be on 52, they're gonna be on 56. So it's not enough for me to just remove this card. Karathi and Leader. They'll be on 56, and this is gonna give me 4. Okay. Although it's going to kill my leader ability. I guess I have to do it. So the leader ability is now dead, which is a shame. We have AA to bring out any card. We have only one, like we could do with one of these things, really. Squire's good, but maybe not on a 4-point. Let's push you back. Maybe. Okay. And we have AA that we can use for, well, either Knight Errant or John Natalis. But we're going to start with the Squire, I think. And then AA into Knight Errant. Because they will be boosted to like 7. Or 9. Or 0. Well, then I play this one. Again, I don't have my leader to push them higher. It doesn't really matter the order in which I do those, so... Probably the wrong order, but probably doesn't matter. They also have last say. Another Squire, maybe? Oh, it's too late for that then. But that might have been a good idea. Play a bronze soldier from your hand. And then draw a card. Did they do that? Order seize a 1-power enemy unit with spying devotion at the end of your turn. Refresh this card's order. Okay. I mean, I could just get rid of that with Erendite. If you kill Emir with air, I think you grace. Yeah, probably. I forgot that Erendite also gives you a boost. That's good to know. Damage adjacent units by 3.
Oh, come on. Just one look.
When was that triggered? On deploy. And Death Blow moves south to the opposite row and removes spying. Well, great. I mean, you would make me go up to 7. I think you just go up to 7 anyway. Oh yeah, with Mad Charge, but it's... What would you use the Mad Charge on? Just it? But then it goes up to 7 with 1 Vitality or something. Whereas this would go up to 6 and would then go up to 7. I think it's all the same. So this is just the easier thing to click.
Lay down, my lady. I shortly.
Because even though this would... It wouldn't have reached Grace, but the Grace on this just improves the other thing. Somehow, they decided that they couldn't win. Somehow I won. It didn't look that way in that second round. Anyway, we are celebrating our victory. Already played 21 cards of 30 on that quest. Did that friend request ever come through? No. If Citrine is still there, then maybe you got the wrong user idea. I don't know. You won a counter matchup. Counter matchup? As in, they should have beat me based on their archetype being lots of locky stuff and stealing. Maybe they didn't have all the right cards. I got countered hard. Yeah. True. I mean, I think it was your assistance which maybe helped me through that. So thank you very much for your assistance. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I have seen hands like that which do a lot more stealing.
There is no other way.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like, and if you think you would enjoy more, then please subscribe, or even join me live on Twitch. Whilst it's cliche, all of these will help the channel. On screen is something carefully curated, or something the YouTube algorithm suggests, or maybe even both. In any case, have a great day.